Welcome to Ellie Goldsmith's Inspired Flow. We are going ahead no matter what, and we're going to discuss something which is a challenge for us all, especially in our generation. I'm seeing the flow focus me on this point, and it's, thank God, coinciding with the Parshat, what we read in the Torah. And also today is Yud Tet Kislev, a special day in the Jewish world, especially if you know, for those who know, the idea of it's a Yom Tov, a happy day, a festival day for Hasidus, meaning there's an opportunity to tap into the hidden light that exists in the world, where we can actually feel and experience the flow in a more real way. And one of the ways is through when we read the Torah weekly, since the world was created through the Torah, that's what we believe. Through that, you can have big insights. So right now, this week is a big insight on the challenge of just the spiritual connection point, which is to do with the bris kodesh, the idea of what you look at, what you think about, what you speak about. All these things are being challenged big time in this generation more than ever, obviously, and the phones, which we're talking about, is a big part of that. And that's why the Rabbonim and anyone who's got general common sense nowadays has some sort of filter, especially for children, but for everybody, for their hearts, for themselves, for all the different aspects, not just to look or whatever, but to filter themselves in some way or another to make sure that the focus is on what's important in life and the connection points, the family, the friends, in a way that's healthy and with boundaries, and that leads to healthy, developed relationships, and not the other way. So that's a big thing with the internet and the phones that everyone nowadays is struggling with in some way or another. And we see it in this week through Yosef and Yehuda. Yosef was thrown down to Mitzrayim, to Egypt, and tested through a force that was bigger than Hollywood. It was like all the temptations that a man could go through is what Yosef went through. If you look inside, we're going to get into it, so this is not a Torah podcast, but the main point is that the Inspired Flow is reminding us that he was tempted in every way, and so are we, in some ways or another, but we have the strength, just like he did, to overcome, and that includes everyone, man, woman, whatever you are, is to overcome these tests, to loyalty and to commitment and to trust, and to everything be done in the right way in the right time. And Yehuda also, he went down, these are the sons of Yaakov, they went down and he ended up in all kinds of relationships, and his son ended up with all kinds of relationships, and the first two sons passed away because they weren't doing it the right way. And you see that it comes from a big light from that darkness, from that challenge. So it's a deep story and we're not going to get into it, but the main point is that things can be used for good, especially the phones, and that's what we're saying with yesterday's class. Like, I just finished a whole section of Tanya as it comes out today as part of the special festival day, and Tanya is a holy sefer, holy book. And how did I do it? Through my daily emails from Chabad.org, to give them credit, for what they've done, and all the other online organizations. I'm trying to do the same thing myself with Breslov.co.il and other organizations I've worked with in the past, and my own message. So this podcast is an attempt to bring out Ribri Or, the tremendous amount of light. And Asay Tov, as Rav Manis Friedman once said to me, keep doing good, keep going good. And that in itself turns it all around to a positive direction. So that's the idea of constantly putting up online classes of inspiration, lessons of truth. And through that, we somewhat turn the darkness into light. And that is the challenge. And that's this time of year of Hanukkah. Nissim put out a new song, Mercy. And it seems to really demonstrate in that video, if you look at it, Mercy, Nissim Black. The new video came out today, very appropriately, turning around the darkness into light through prayer, through introspection, through going out into secluded, beautiful places and opening your heart to bring out more mercy in the world. And that's something which we can all do in ourselves. And that might need us to turn off these phones a little bit. Like we said yesterday, we have to disconnect to reconnect. and at the same time, when we are on the phones, to channel everything in a positive direction. I do have a new WhatsApp group for Unity Inspires project. We're going to get into more of that. The Unity Inspires concert, we're going to work on it, please God, and we're going to bring everything together. Tonight is Laser Lloyd and Modine. I'll put it out there, hopefully, and you'll be able to hear some of his inspirational music with Rabbi Laser Brody and words of Amunah, some inspiration in faith, true faith, and what really faith means. And together, this is like part of the building towards a positive future of turning darkness into light and overcoming all the challenges in our generation for good. Inspire your flow and keep in touch.